He's off into the wall. Oh, they make contact. He's going to go to the inside. Ding, 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 ding. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new season of the V8 Supercar America Series, right here presented by V8s Online. I'm J.D. Smith. With me tonight to call all of the race action will be Kane Kraft. Kane, here we are getting ready to start our fourth and final season of the 2015 year. It has already been a remarkable new, I guess we could call it a new year, even though it's the fourth quarter of that year, but we've seen so many new things come in the past three seasons. I can't wait to cap it off with our final quarter season. This is going to be an unbelievable start tonight at Donington. Welcome to the show, buddy. How are you this evening?
Very excited for this new season. We've got a brand new track model. The dynamic track really is adding something very special to the series. Got a brand new sticker on the windshield of the cars this season. That seemed to be the only update they said we got to the car, so figured I'd mention that. And yeah, the dynamic track is just unbelievably cool. I did some laps here at the Donington National Circuit, and this one's kind of a short track. It's not the one that we've seen in the past. This one, just a minute. I guess these guys are doing it in just under a minute 10. I was way off of that, but these guys can do it in under a minute 10, about a minute, probably 8, 7s probably for the fast guys. And yeah, so pretty short little laps, so the race should go pretty quick here tonight, but definitely excited for a brand new season. Everybody's zeroed out in the points, so it's going to be exciting.
Well, that is always the big new thing whenever we start a new season, buddy. Everybody is in the lead, and you get to see anybody's opportunity to rise to the top at the end of today's race. Now, we have a 30-lap race set up for our opening event here in the 2015 Season 4 campaign, but Kane, like you mentioned, a shorter track than normal. The national configuration is a short road course circuit, and I like it. I think it's a great place for the guys to get warmed up in this first week of events. I think it's a good place to kind of get the guys to cut their teeth, so to speak, on the new dynamic tracks. And Kane, there's two words that come to mind when I think of dynamic tracks, and that is game changer. This thing changes everything. It really does change the entire sim complex. This is probably the biggest change we've ever had to our sport or our world of sim racing. As far as an entire community, everybody's going to have to do this, not just across one form of car or another, but literally across the board. And I think it really is going to benefit some drivers that have always took dynamic tracks into consideration. The way they raced is kind of more of a realistic racer. They're going to have that advantage that they never had. And some of the guys that were really focused on pure sim racing and not worried about the conditions of the track and never really thought it into their setups or anything like that, they're going to have some time adjusting. So it's going to be fun to see who's good at this early and who's going to be able to adapt to it even better as the season progresses. So really excited to the dynamic track situation. It's going to add so much more to the broadcast as well. And we're excited that you guys get to experience that action right here with us tonight in week one here at Donington. Guys, right now we're already 8 minutes into the 12-minute qualifying session, and almost every car out there has posted a time thus far, except for one. We have 17 cars that have posted times, and on top of the chart, it is the defending champion, Ethan Grigg, in the number 2 machine. And guys, it is going to be literally a target on that number 2 car all season long as everybody tries to knock down the champ. And I know one guy, Kane, that has been more than ready to do it. He wants to get the title back in his possession. That's going to be the guy right behind him in qualifying at the moment in the 2 slot. That is the number 1 car of Marlon McMullen in the Mobile 1 SP Tools Holden. And it's funny, these guys had an incredible battle for the championship last year. And you've got to think they're the front runners running into this 4th season.
Yeah, I can tell you that Marlon's been struggling here so far this week. He's not been as fast as we normally have seen him on at the start of other seasons. His track's been giving him a little bit of problems, but Ethan doing quite well here so far, so this one's definitely going to be interesting to watch. I know Marlon's been working on it to try to get it figured out, so it's going to be fun.
There's two other drivers that I really think have a wonderful opportunity to step up and make a bigger name for themselves. Not that they're not a bigger name now, but I think they're really going to see them step up this season. And that is going to be the guy that's in actually the third spot right now, and that's Ian Ford. Ian had a remarkable season in Season 3, really stepped up his consistency, and I think that's going to play a big part in this fourth season. If he can get out early and make some noise early, he'll really become a threat. And once he starts to believe, I believe he'll have a really legitimate shot at taking away the title here in the fourth season. Another driver that is continuing to climb up the charts and do better is Sam Sutton, Kane. He continues. He's such a consistent driver. The problem is he's consistently in the high mid area. And if he could just find a way to improve just a little bit, because his consistency is already there. He's a very clean race car driver. He's very aware on the track at all times. He's just a driver that all other drivers love to have out there. He's a fun competitor. And I believe if he can just find a little bit more pace this season, he is a real threat. And he's already looking really good in the qualifying tonight. He's sitting fourth at the moment, only 2/10 off of Ian Ford, so keep your eye on him.
Sam's definitely a driver that's
off of Ian Ford. So look at this.
Yeah, Sam's definitely a driver that has picked up tremendous pace last season. He ended up at the end of last season as one of the front runners. He just really has found a lot of pace.
Right now, Marlon McMullen out there trying to improve his time. He is running about as hard as I've ever seen Marlon try to run it. I don't know if that's helping the cause or maybe BO trying to overshoot it a little bit. But the Mobile One SP Tools Holden is out there trying to improve on his time of 105.5. And he is only 0.07 of a second off of the leader. So he's not that far off pole pace. And I really don't know, as long as I think if you're on the front row here, you definitely have a shot. This is a short track, but there is 30 laps to get things done. So obviously you want to get started as close to that front as you can in this one. It's going to be very important. I don't know with this configuration, Kane, how difficult passing will be. Now keep your eye on the time, guys. The 12-minute mark has just crossed, and I think the last car that crossed the start-finish line is Rory Windrum, so he really will be cleaning up the field here on guys that get a last chance lap, and Rory went really wide down into turn one, so it looks like he's going to give up on his lap. So ahead of him, Marlon's still on a flying lap to see if he can set the pole, but at the moment it is still Ethan Grigg with a 105.51. That is the time to beat. And Marlon McMullen going to try to make last-minute heroics here in qualifying as time has expired. Guys are allowed to finish the lap they were started on. And here he comes. Let's see what kind of time he'll get as he gets ready to cross the finish line.
Yeah, the guy's down in the 105s. I was corrected in the chat when I said it'd be 108s, 107s. They said that no, it would be down in the 105s, and they were correct. These guys are just flying around here.
Marlon McMullen just off of his best time. He had a 105.6, guys. So just about 200 or 300 off of his best time. Not enough to improve. With that being said, Kane, our very first race of the season, the grid is set. Let's go ahead and run through that real quick for tonight's race. At the top of the charts, it will be the defending champ of Season 3. That is the number 2 driver, Ethan Grigg. Out on the outside of row 1 will be Marlon McMullen. In row 2, it'll be Ian Ford sitting alongside Sam Sutton in the number 4 machine. Back there in the third row, it'll be Michael Healy and Matthew Ross Monroe. Starting in the 7th spot on row 4, it'll be Cory Preston with Wayne Kendall to the outside. Dale Niche will be in the 5th row with Tony Clusterman on his outside. Rory Windrum takes 11th with Jason Quire in 12th. In the 7th row, it'll be Sanjin Delalic with Luke Emerton. Mike Budzine with Roque Garcia on the outside. In the 17th spot, it'll be Kevin Binkley. And we have Jeremiah Morton, who's on the board, but don't know if he'll make the start. We'll find out shortly. And we will get live in just a second, guys, as these guys get ready to take us green on our very first race here in the 4th season of 2015. The calm before the storm, buddy. Guys gridding up, and this is going to be a really exciting start. Unfamiliar territory. I don't ever recall us running this configuration in the past, Kane, so I'm really excited to see how this does with these cars.
Yeah, I'm real excited to see how the dynamic track does and race trim with these guys. See how big of an effect that might make over the course of this race.
Donington, a wonderful British track with lots of heritage there for a lot of the folks up in England, and it's going to be exciting. Here we go. We're getting ready to go racing, guys. Everybody ready? We're ready to go off. Green flag, and these guys are off, and our 2015 Season 4 is underway. It's a race down into Turn 1 between Marlon McMullen and Ethan Grigg. Marlon going to try to attack the outside, gets a little bit loose, and that may give the Demidov machine a little bit of an advantage down on the inside. He's going to try to take second, won't be able to do so. A good job of Marlon McMullen to get the grip back under the tires. It's a great race for 3rd place right now underway between the Dayco machine, and in front of him, the Demidov. It's Sam Sutton and Ian Ford. Things are starting to pan out. A few cars back right now. Great move from Cory Preston, who's trying to make his way around Michael Healy. Sanjin Delalic will finally get a single file as he was trying to make it around the Wilson security machine of Wayne Kendall. And that was a fun race back there. That would have been a real scary moment had they not got everything kind of panned out there. It was really close side-by-side action. And we got lots of new liveries out on the track, Kane. It's part of the new season, and one thing that I love to see is brand new liveries. And it's about that time when I have to ask you if my trade paint test properly uploaded, because it's so many new cars out there.
Yeah, I just refreshed myself. Still don't know if they've all loaded properly, but I'm going to assume they have. I'm showing Cory Preston in just a shiny black car, no stickers or nothing. So that's unusual for Cory. No, he had a new car at the end of. A new sponsor at the end of last season, and so still seem to be running that sponsor so far this season.
Unless it just hasn't decided to load, maybe. But we're going to find out. I'm going to make sure that it says it's 100% downloaded. I'm just checking and refreshed. But so I'll call the liveries like I see them, guys. Guys that are watching, if you know of a guy that's in a different livery, let us know in the comments, and we will make that correction. But in the meantime, let's enjoy some racing right here at Donington. Remember, 30 laps is where we're going tonight, and these laps are going to start walking away from us very quickly. Already on lap number 3 here, as we have just gotten underway. If you just joined us, you missed a pretty exciting start. Guys really got moving in a hurry. Ethan Grigg got out to an early lead as he led from the pole. Marlon McMullen sits about 4 car lengths behind him at the moment in the SB Tools Mobile 1 Holden. And back in 3rd, it is the Demidov Holden right there as Ian Ford continues to push his way forward. And hanging in the balance, it is Sam Sutton in the Dayco Powerbond machine coming up in 4th.
Cory Preston riding back in 5th. Sorry, you're breaking up just a little bit there, JD. Michael Healy in 6th. Rory Windrum getting the best out of that earlier battle with Sanjin and Wayne Kendall up at 7th. St. John back in 8th, and Wayne Kendall now back to 9th, with Luke Emerton rounding out the top 10. Tell you what, JD, I'm looking for good things from Ian Ford this season. He really had a good start to the season last season. The last couple races weren't his best, but really overall a great season for Ian Ford last season, and I'm really hoping he has a great season this season.
Oh, I'm sure he will. You know, he has done everything in his power to prepare for this season. He knows that he definitely is one of the top contenders, and
slow down there.
It's going to be fun to see him bring what he has to the table and see how well he's prepared himself in the very short off seasons that we get here in the America Series. Most drivers get a month or two, or some get even 4 or 5 months off in an off season. These guys get the luxury of 1 week off, and I guess you could say 2 weeks off, but if you look at it, but it really is a short period for these guys to get ready, get adjusted to the new build. They only have 1 week to adjust to the new build, and here we off to the races, and season 4 underway. And let's see if these guys can change things around. A lot of times, Kane, when you have a fresh slate, it can do wonders for your psyche and mental. And a lot of racing is mental, so especially sim racing, it's almost all mental. So it's going to be fun to see what these guys can do.
One thing the viewers will enjoy as an added bonus to Season 4, over the weekend, I destroyed my air conditioner, so we won't be having any of that loud noise racket going into my microphone. Should be a lot quieter on my end.
Yeah, we gotta love that.
Still a great battle back here for 8th between Sanjay Dalalik and Wayne Kendall. Wayne now going to the inside, side by side between Wayne Kendall and Sanjay Dalalik.
Oh, a little bit of a scary second for Cory Preston. Kane in the number 5 Ford Falcon, his unsponsored car. And he got a little bit loose there. I tell you what, Kane, this is a really important season for Cory Preston. He has really had to battle some demons of the racing world, if you will. He tends to run into problems, and he is, at times, an extremely talented sim racer. He really has some incredible abilities, and he has found some tremendous pace, but it seems like sometimes he reminds me of a very young Kurt Busch, or in the oval world, and I mean a very young Kurt Busch, back before really he was even a known name. He was such an incredible talent, but it seemed like he always was getting caught up in incidents and things. It just was, maybe it's a little bit of over-aggressiveness. Maybe it's just being young and inexperienced. But he's definitely not inexperienced anymore. But he just seems to have some sort of bad luck that he's got to shake off. And this is a perfect opportunity for him to do so. It's a new season. And I like this all-black car, no sponsor, no nothing. Go out there and just start with a fresh slate, and that's what he's done, and I hope it carries off. He has got to realize that a top 5 is a lot better than trying to push for a win and then wrecking out, or doing something to hinder your race, and then you're finishing 10 laps down and all the way back at the end of the field, because he has the pace to be up there with any of them, but he's got to find that consistency. It's going to be a big season for Cory, and we're going to have fun watching him throughout this season, and he's another driver that you have to take into consideration up at the top as well.
Yeah, you mentioned Kurt Busch. The driver that reminds me most of Kurt Busch, I would say, is Marlon McMullen. Marlon, of course, a skilled driver, but what reminds me of Kurt Busch is, Kurt, whenever he gets mad, his filter, brain to mouth filter, kind of disappears, and you can see that with Marlon when he gets upset. His mouth kind of gets the better of him sometimes, and he's really worked really hard over the last several seasons to get that under control. He's really matured a lot as a driver, a lot like Kurt Busch has, and you don't really see him blow up as often and lose control as much as he did in years past. So Marlon doing a great job maturing as a driver, as so many of these guys are as well.
Kane, Ian Ford has moved up into the second spot and made his way around Marlon McMullen just a few moments ago, and he is now starting to try to throw on his pace and look onward to the leader. So right now, Ian Ford on the charge.
Yeah, Marlon had got a slowdown a while back. While you're talking about something, I mentioned it, and I'm not quite sure what happened there with Marlon, but Ian had got around, and Marlon's been just trying to chase him down ever since.
It's amazing how close the top four's pace is. I mean, really, we've been going for 9 laps now, and the field is not that spread out. I mean, Ethan Grigg galled up in the lead, of course, but still has to be concerned about Ian Ford in the number 3 car, who's still in the rear view. Also there is Marlon McMullen and Sam Sutton as well in the Dayco number 4 machine. They're all there and willing, and a small slip could really change things up and shake them up. These, I believe, are going to be your front 4 that we see fighting for this title this season, and it's fun to watch them go at it here early in this one already.
Yeah, I think there's a chance Cory Preston can make his way up into there as well, providing he can keep his cool and keep the consistency. Cory definitely has the pace to be up there running for a championship.
We're about to get a battle back here for 8th place as Luke Emerton comes up on the Amazon Holden of Sanjin Dalalik, and this has become a really good battle very quickly, as Luke Emerton carrying some very good pace through here. It's a Ford Holden battle, and right now the Falcon looks like he's going to be able to make an overtake here at any moment. The GTI Falcon looks to find that right opportunity. But Kane, real quickly while we're on, the cameras right there, Sanjin Dalalik's Amazon Holden is my livery of the race. I really like that green.
You're a big fan of the green. Here comes Luke up side by side now with Sanjin. He's on the outside though. Sanjin's going to have the run going into the turn. That is a nice looking livery, that Amazon. Of course, the GTI cars still looking good.
He's going to try to make it. He's going to try to make a reverse move here. Unable, as good job from Sanjin Dalalik shutting the race line down. And here comes another opportunity. I don't see it happening here. A little bit of a scary moment there for Sanjin Dalalik. I thought the back end might get a little upset. She settled down. There's a little bit of a fishtail, and somehow he's still able to keep good pace. Luke Emerton is definitely messing with Sanjin Dalalik's psyche right now, or at least it seems. And we'll see if he's able to make another move. There's another battle going on a few cars back, Kane. I just saw it in the corner of my eye. And that's between Tony Clusterman and Mike Budzine. And my goodness, is it good to see Mike Budzine back up here racing with us in the top split where he belongs.
Yeah, Tony Clusterman having a great battle. Tony looks like he's had a little bit of trouble early on in this race. He's missing some parts off the car there. And the car's looking a little worse for wear today. But it's still going fast.
Very, absolutely. And back up to the Luke Emerton and Sanjin Dalalik battle. It is still going on, as Luke Emerton had come up with loads of pace, but once he has hit Sanjin, it's literally been like hitting a brick wall.
See Sanjin going off there on that turn, which is so hard to get slowed down enough for. And then once you get turned back into the other direction, coming down this hill here, there's like a bump in the track or something that can really set the car off. And this is a really tough track to maintain control on. So easy, a couple little spots that can just send you around in a second.
Boy, he really is boogieing right now. He is. I tell you what, it's fun to watch Luke Emerton. He is showing some very good patience here as he was aggressive early in this battle. He has kind of settled it down and kind of waiting for Sanjin Dalalik to make that mistake so he can make the easy overtake. You don't want to be too risky, and things can get out of hand in a hurry. Especially, this is a very fast-paced little circuit here, and I'm liking that. A really wide turn there right there from Sanjin Dalalik. And it doesn't seem to hurt him. Here comes a move down on the inside. It should be an easy pass, but he can't stick it. That's going to force him back to the outside, and that is a lost opportunity from Luke Emerton, but it really wasn't Luke's fault. That was just a good job of Sanjin Dalalik holding his ground, but he got outside and got loose, Hayne, and that is an easy pass for Luke Emerton. Now it's going to be fun to watch. We got the leader coming up, and there's trouble. He's stuck behind him. Oh, no. They're side by side with the leader trying to get through. That is lap traffic, and that is just exactly what happens. We got an incredible battle going on back here.
That's actually Jason Quire back there.
Okay. I apologize, but I thought that was the same paint as our leader, Ethan Grigg. So I'm sitting here getting all antsy. But even if, that is still incredible racing going on right here between these three now.
Oh, absolutely. And they got Tony Clusterman coming up behind now as Tony has managed to get around Mike Budzine, and Tony's caught up to those guys with their battle.
Wow, I tell you what, Jason Quire came out of nowhere. That's really why I thought that was Ethan Grigg. I was like, did he already lap back around? I really do like the new Simpet liveries too, Kane. They look really good.
I really like the SDRT guys. It seems like every week they're showing up with a little bit different livery, and man, those guys do such a good job to keep their liveries creative, and they refresh them a lot throughout the season. And I'm a big fan of the SDRT liveries.
And Cory Preston's got his hands full. Michael Healy in the 6th position, starting to make a threat known. And we'll have another Ford Holden battle on our hands as Michael Healy, he was another name, Kane, that started to pop into the broadcast quite frequently last season and put himself in some great top 10s. And here he is again in the 6th spot. He's trying to find himself in the top 5 here in week 1 action. Very nice.
Tell you a driver I'm really proud of in the Racing for a Cure Holden is Rory Windrum. Up in 7th spot, having a great race here at Donington Park.
Yeah, Rory Windrum, guys, had another great season last year. He is another one that's on his way up. He is continuing to improve. And we have found ourselves a great battle here for 8th. As Luke Emerton leads the way, but Sanjin Dalalik right there behind him. And now Jason Quire has come to the party. And Tony Klusterman not far behind either. He is right there in the Simability machine. And we got 4-way battle here for 8th place. And that's going to be quite entertaining. And we could see Mike Budzine come up to play pretty soon as well.
I do want to mention up closer to the front that Marlon McMullen has managed to get his way back around Ian Ford and overtook that 2nd position. Ian Ford's not letting him go, though. He's right there, still sticking with him. We'll probably see that battle heat back up by the end of this thing.
Man, that's going to be fun to watch, Kane, as those guys continue to trade 2nd place back and forth. And Marlon McMullen proud to be up there in the 2nd spot again, and we'll see what kind of answer Ian Ford will have as he has got his sights set back up on P2.
Do want to take a second to thank Marlon again for his efforts into making our brand new video for the intro video for the series. Got lots and lots of compliments on the video over the last week, and appreciate that a whole lot. You can catch all of Marlon's videos there on his YouTube channel. It's you can see on the screen there now, Marlon Vivo 1.
We sure do appreciate that hard work, and it will be used all season long. It's an awesome intro vid.
It is. He did a fantastic job on it.
Yeah, we always appreciate any help for this broadcast. This is really a community broadcast. I mean, it's for the community, and anytime anybody has any ideas, feel free to bring them to Kane or myself, and we'll be happy to find a way to incorporate it in our show if we can. And it's anything that can help our broadcast better, we're all for it.
Yeah, and on that same note, like you just said, it's, you know, we do this for the community. It's a community broadcast. It's, you know, we have several different members of the community that chip in, like Rory Windrum taking care of the points for us. Mike Budsing organizes the thing, and has for ever since the beginnings. And then we come and do these broadcasts, and we never charged a fee, and never will charge a fee to do these things, because it's just a community, almost like a community project. But in saying that, several people have done, you know, things to kind of help us out, like Marlon with the video and stuff. If you're watching and you want to help out, contribute to the cause, I guess, up at the very top of the screen, you'll see a little eye. You can click that little eye. It'll take you to the Bathurst or Bust webpage, where you can make a donation. It's you know, I've come to the conclusion that we're probably not going to get to Bathurst this year. The funds just ain't there. I've saved a little bit of my own money, but it just so expensive to get over there. But we're still wanting to do something. I'm thinking we can still take those funds and maybe meet up again this year at Talladega and still do a big video series like what we're thinking. So if you're watching, you still want to contribute, we're probably not going to get over to Bathurst this year, but we can still do something really cool, and we definitely appreciate your support. But one thing you can be for sure of, even if you can't afford to help out or don't make a contribution, we will still be here broadcasting next week and the week after.
That is correct, buddy. And what is it now? 8th season? This is our 8th or 9th season?
This is the 9th one.
This is our 9th season with the Americas, and boy, it's incredible, man. 9th season, and love it here. Let's go through the running order real quick, guys, and keep you guys posted. If you just joined us, we're going to give you a quick rundown of how the guys are running right now. In the lead, it is the defending champ, the number 2 car of Ethan Grigg, and it has been him off the pole since the drop of the green flag. Back in second place, it has been back and forth, a great battle, and it's still going on right now. It is the number 1 SP Tools Mobile 1 Holden of Marlon McMullen, followed by the number 3 Dimidov Holden, and that is Ian Ford, of course. A fantastic battle going on there. Ian Ford putting on the pressure again. Sam Sutton rides not too far behind in the Dayco machine. He's currently in 4th. Back in 5th, it is Michael Healy, who did jump up into that 5th spot, and that is a good job from Michael Healy. And then we go to 6th place, which is Rory Windrum. What a fantastic job from the number 12 machine of Rory Windrum. Back in the 7th spot, it is the unsponsored black number 5 of Cory Preston, as he currently rides in 7th. Sanjin Delilac currently in the 8th position in the Amazon Holden. Back in the 9th place, it is Luke Emerton In the GTI machine, back there in the tent, it is Jason Quire in the Sim Pit Holden. Back in the 11th spot, it is Tony Clusterman in the Sim Ability Holden. And Mike Bunzine holds out in 12th in the V8 Supercar Americas Holden. And I got to throw it out to Mike Bunzine. He has been sponsoring the V8 Supercar Americas series for a long time on that number 18 Holden. And I tell you what, I appreciate that. Just awesome when you have a sponsor that's for the series. He's been doing that for a long time now. It's awesome. You always see that blue and white car, and you know it's Mike.
Yeah, he's been organizing this series. We've been doing it, been broadcasting for 9 seasons, going just a little wide there, a little tough to get the car woed up for that turn, but yeah, he's been organizing the series and stuff for well over even that, probably, I don't know, 13 or 14 seasons.
Incredible. Back in 13th, guys, in the better pixel Ford Falcon, it is Roque Garcia in the number 17 car. Back in 14th, it is Kevin Binkley in the skis. Holden, fantastic job from the number 7 car. He's moved up a few cents to drop. He started 17th. He's up to 14th. 15th is Matthew Ross Monroe in the SDRT machine. And back in 16th, it is Dale Niche. And Dale is in the unsponsored black Ford Falcon. And back in the 17th spot, it is Wayne Kendall. Wayne is currently off the track, guys. Looks like his day is done. And that is how the 17-car field currently ride.
That battle between Marlon and Ian still heating up. Less than half a second separate Marlon and Ian. And that battle, 8 laps to go. That battle's going to get pretty hot as these laps wind down.
I know. I was just fixing to say, buddy. It is already lap 23 of 30. This race really moving on. We knew it would. Oh, man. I'm sorry. The view I had, it really looked like Ian Ford. It cost him some time, definitely. That space has definitely widened up. He got really loose as he went over the curb. The back of the car really got upset. He did a remarkable job of straightening her back out quickly and not getting too much wheel spin out of that, and rebounded quite nicely. Had that been me going over that curb like that, I would have been spun out and into the wall.
I tell you what, right here where Ian Ford is here, that's where that slick spot I was telling you, it just takes the weight off the car just right, and it gets really hard to control right there.
Man.
But there's lots of those spots throughout this track that just a touch too much throttle, and you really got to work to grab control of the car.
Yeah, it really, it's like I said, it's a track we've known and been for a long time, but it's a new configuration I don't think we've ever run in this series, not that I can recall, and it has been unique. It's been a different style race. We haven't really seen such a free flow, and it's almost like I don't even know what to compare it to. It's a short track, but it's very fast and very open. It's just a shorter Donington, I guess, but an incredible run, and it's been fun so far. It's just been some good battles. It has been Ethan Grigg all the way at the front, but it's been really fun back and forth between Ian Ford and Marlon McMullen. Right now, Marlon may have second pegged out, as there's only a little bit, or might as well go ahead and say 5 to go. And he has got a nice size lead over third place, Ian Ford, but never say never.
Yeah, something happened to Ian there, and Ian lost well over a second to Marlon in that last lap.
Yeah, Kane, he really lost some time when he got really loose coming off of that curb. It set him back some, but that wasn't the whole thing. He must have done something right after that to hinder that gap even more. Boy, Rory Windrum, what a race. Good job for him. I know he's got to be proud. He started back in 11th, and he has worked his way up and currently rides in 6th place in the Racing for a Cure machine. What a good job there from Rory Windrum thus far in this one.
Yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Michael Healy up in 5th, having a great race as well.
Yeah, Michael Healy, like I said earlier, Kate, he was a name that was quite a good fixture in this series last year, and here he is again in the number 6 hybrid racing simulations Holden, and he looks good. It's good to see a TTR guy over here just to representing the Americas, and I love to see it. I wish we had a little bit more of some more guys coming over to the Americas, which I know we will. It's a great place to be, and I think we're going to see some new names pop in from time to time throughout this season. It's an incredible series. Who wouldn't want to be a part of this?
Yeah, we'll definitely be seeing a lot of new names throughout this season. I can just feel it that as the season goes on, we'll be seeing lots of new drivers. We did last season. We got to see PJ Sturgis come drive with us quite a bit. Of course, he's not a new driver. He's spent lots of time in the V8 Supercar throughout his iRacing career. But
and what a job he's doing over in the Peak Antifreeze series, Kane.
Yeah, still up in third, doing a great job.
Top 3 in the biggest event. I don't care what anybody says. You can argue till the cows come home, but the biggest sanctioned event on iRacing is the Peak Antifreeze series. It's huge, and at least on the oval side, that is the cream of the crop, and he is currently in 3rd in the points, and that is remarkable. And he can get over here in a V8 Supercar and ride with these boys too. So he's really got some incredible talents in the sim racing world, and he has been representing that quite well.
Yeah, he has. It's these guys that drive this V8 Supercar, they are some very talented guys, and for PJ to come from driving those oval cars, come over here and drive these V8 Supercars and drive with the best of these guys, that definitely says something about his skill level. Of course, he's no stranger to road racing at all, but to be good at driving F1 car is a lot different bear than being good driving one of these things.
That's right. It's cool to see. Cool to see him over here anyways. Love to see any oval guy get over here in the V8s and run. It's really cool. I love to see American support, and not just for the Americas, but really love seeing the Americans and any of really the Western world get into the V8 Supercars, because they really are remarkable. I wish that we had more coverage here in America. We have zero coverage on cable right now, on cable television, but I hope that changes in the near future when the guys hopefully will get back over to Circuit of the Americas or another American track. We started to see some coverage then, and then the follow-up year they had a scheduling conflict with the X Games at Circuit of the Americas, so they had to cancel the event, and they haven't returned to the United States since then. And it's been kind of heartbreaking. I want to see the Aussie boys come back over, and it'll be awesome to go see the guys and here in America. Hopefully it'll happen. So it'll really start to pique some American interest. I know the Australians enjoy watching NASCAR, and I'd love to see the Americans enjoying V8s. It's just really remarkable. All right, guys, white flag is out. And we're going to see what happens on the final lap here in Week 1 action of the V8 Supercar Americas Series. Ethan Grigg got out in front, and he looks to finish the race like he finished the last season in the lead. And he has done a remarkable job here in the first race. He makes it look easy.
Marlon still out in front of Ian Ford for that second position. Sam Sutton doing a great job holding off that 4th position. He's got 16 seconds between he and Mike Healy in 5th, with Rory Windrum back in 6th.
A little bit of a off track there from one of the sim pit cars. That's Jason Quire. He gets back on, no problem. But he just made sure he got out of the way of the leader there.
Tony Clusterman finishing out the race with one heck of a battle with Luke Emerton.
All right, guys, your winner here in week number 1. It is the number 2 Sim Pit machine, Ethan Grigg Galt, he does take the checkered flag and is on the top again. He is definitely the target to beat this season. Coming across in second, what a run from Marlon McMullen and Ian Ford. Both of those guys gave us a heck of a show to round off the podium. And Ian takes third. Matthew Rossman coming around. Of course, he's finishing 15th. In fourth, it's Sam Sutton in the Daco machine. Good race from him. And Michael Healy comes around and finishes in the 5th spot. Great job from Michael Healy in the hybrid racing simulations, Holden. Then comes Rory Windrum Kane. He started all the way back in 11th, worked his way up through the field. The number 12 machine comes across in 6th place. What a job for the Racing for the Cure car, and a great day for Rory Windrum. Cory Preston will finish 7th. In 8th, it's Luke Emerton. What a job from the GTI machine as he gets coming around to finish his race. Tony Clusterman ends up taking 9th, a great top 10 for the Simability machine of Tony Clusterman. And Sanjay Dalalik rounds out the top 10 in the Amazon machine. Jason Quire takes 11th. Mike Budzine is 12th. In 13th, it was Roque Garcia. Kevin Binkley, finishes 14th. Matthew Rossman Rowe 15th. Dale Nish in that 16th spot. And Wayne Kendall, of course, with a DNF, unfortunately, will take 17th. Better luck next week, guys. What a race to start off our very final season, very first race for the final season of the year. And I think we really haven't seen nothing yet, Kane. This is just almost like a warm-up event. The points very much count, but it just felt like a warm-up event as these guys get ready. We have an incredible schedule of tracks coming up this season, and I'd really like to talk about the schedule here while we got the time, while the drivers are getting ready to come out and a couple have a word with us here in a few. Let's take a quick look at that schedule, or at least mention it while we're waiting. Of course, Donington, was a starting race here in a new configuration that was very interesting. Before we talk about the schedule real quickly, Caden, your thoughts on this configuration?
I liked it. It was quick laps. I think I like the full version more. I like the longer laps a little better, but this track was definitely fast and flowing, and it was challenging for the drivers. So, there was a lot of good things about this national circuit.
It was interesting. It was very. I didn't want to say it, but it almost reminded me of Watkins Glen, just because it was a very flowing. It was a very fast track. It wasn't really a lot of places that you had to really slow the car down a lot. You had to. There's a few turns there, but very short laps, almost under a minute. And the race went by very quickly, which is, fine, 30 laps quickly. Normally when you see a 30-lap race, you're thinking pit stop race and all that good stuff. But really and truly enjoyed the race. Let's take a peek real quick at the schedule this season. And next week is one of the really exciting tracks on the schedule as we head to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course next week. And one of the U.S. courses that we get to visit this season. Very good track. We don't get to go to a whole lot in this series, and it has got a lot of great things that contribute to the series. A great place to go. You guys aren't going to want to miss that next week. Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. After week 2, we head off to another English track as we head off to Oulton Park for 33 laps around the Foster's configuration at Oulton Park. A narrow track that has tons of things to get in the driver's way. It's going to be a good challenge for the guys in week 3. And we'll finish off the first quarter of the season in week 4 at Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit. And, or just simply Bathurst, guys. It's going to be fun. And it's really early in the season, 33 laps at the mountain. After that, the guy's going to go to a track that they had a lot of training at the beginning of their sim racing careers on the iRacing Simulator, Lime Rock Park, which doesn't get enough credit for such a great track. I am a huge fan of Lime Rock Park. It's a great track. It brings a lot of things to a good race. I think it's going to do wonders for this V8. And 39 lap race there. I'm excited about that. Then week 6, guys, we complete the halfway point at Suzuka Racing Circuit out in Japan. We're going to run the full Grand Prix configuration. None of this half configuration stuff. We're running the big, the whole honcho, man. The full Grand Prix configuration. 32 laps. That is going to be a nice-sized race. Really looking forward to that. And then week 7, another track there. There's 2 that's really stand out this season, and the first of that one is coming up in week 7 is Brands Hatch, the Grand Prix configuration. We get the full thing of that as well. And Brands Hatch is one of my favorite tracks in the world. We then go to the Twin Ring Motegi week 8, and then week 9, probably the most excited track of the season for me. We get to see the boys go to Interlagos in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And that is a week you're not going to want to miss. I think it's going to provide some very intense racing. And then, of course, week 10, probably everybody's favorite is Watkins Glen International for the Cup configuration. Kane, the bus stop returns in Season 4. How excited are you? I mean, I love it. It's the best configuration for the Glen. And week 10, and then week 11, it's Monza, and we get the full track with that, and we close out our season with a unique track. Kane, we close out with Barber Motorsports Park. What are your thoughts on that?
I like Barber. It is a unique track, but it's a lot of fun. It's a track that just don't seem to get run enough here in the V8 Supercar series for some reason, but it really provides some great racing when we do. Another track I'm really looking forward to is week 8, the Twin Ring Motegi at nighttime. These cars look really cool at night, and Twin Ring Motegi, that East Circuit, really is a great track for the night racing. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It really is, Kane. Really looking forward to this season, and we got to get ready to have a word with some drivers. Let's go ahead and have a word with our race winner. Guys, just the way he ended the 2015 Season 3 season, he starts off the 4th-season campaign. Ethan Grigg, congrats on the victory. Welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, thanks. I'm doing great after the race I just had. Thanks, guys.
It was a good race. Your thoughts on tonight's configuration, this national track config? How did you feel about this Donington run? A different configuration than we normally run, but obviously you did well at it.
Oh yeah, having the short lap times, you bash them out pretty quick. But I find deleting the back part of the circuit here makes it a lot more flowing and just a lot more enjoyable in general. You can string the laps together nice and fast. So yeah, it's good fun around here.
It really is fast, almost right at a little over a minute for a lap, and it flew by. I feel like we got another race coming up. This should have been one of those 2-race configurations where we got to line up and do it again. But congratulations, Ethan, is starting off the 2015 Season 4 on top. Is a great way to start your first chance at defending your title, and that's going to be fun. Definitely a target on your head this year. So do you think about that at all? You know, everybody wants to knock you off. When you were the champion, you're definitely the one everybody wants to beat. Do you think about that at all while you're out there racing?
At the start, there is a little bit of pressure on that. Knowing I'm coming in defending the season, but if I get out in front, I just stay incredibly calm and I pretty much just think about the driving. And if I can pull the gap, then yeah, if this season's anything like the last, I should be able to cruise.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's exactly right. If you get out there and do what you do, you have such tremendous pace that it should come quite, I don't want to say easy, but you know, as long as you keep driving the way you are, it's going to be a good season for you. And keep your head up, man, and keep pushing forward. It's really fun to watch you get out there and run. I know some guys that are doing everything they can to come match you, and I think we're going to have some good competition for you this season.
Yeah, most definitely. I originally came into iRacing, the V8 Supercar series, to try and brush up on my racing and all the racecraft and that stuff, but yeah, that quickly went out the window when I've got no one to race sometimes.
So yeah, I'm really, really hoping somebody really comes up here and gives you a challenge this season. I think it would be great for you and great for them and great for the broadcast and everything. So here's hoping if somebody comes up there and gives you a good race this season.
I do love a good close battle with someone, but yeah, I'm just waiting for that someone to show up to try and outpace me, and then we'll have some good battles up the front. But yeah, that's yet to come. But I'm just looking forward to this season. I've found the dynamic tracks have been awesome so far, so it should be one of the best seasons, I reckon.
So whenever iRacing announced the big anti-cheat thing, did you get the feeling that people were kind of watching you to see if you'd be back and be up at the front?
Oh, I did hear a few comments out around there about that sort of stuff. I got relatively similar stuff back when I played FPS games as well, in Battlefield and Counter-Strike, how I got put on any cheat for the exact same reason. But yeah, to come out on top like that in the first race of the season, win by 10 seconds, I'm pretty sure that shuts up all them. So
That's right, man.
That's right.
That's exactly what it does. And it's what you call a bunch of haters, Ethan.
yeah,
straight up haters, man. People always hate against something that they want.
And you did come out here and you won by 10 seconds by a couple of fantastic drivers, Marlon McMullen and Ian Ford, Cory, Preston. You know, these are drivers that really are quite fast. And yeah, 10 seconds, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I reckon they might have been a bit closer to me had they weren't battling, because when you're around cars, you're always going a lot slower than you are by yourself. But yeah, I'm looking forward to rewatching the replay of the broadcast, because I heard it was an awesome battle back there for second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, it really was incredible. And go back, watch the broadcast, buddy. But as always, it's a pleasure talking with you, Ethan. And we wish you the best of luck through the remainder of the season. And like I said, congrats on the opening race win. You definitely deserved it, as you put down a dominant performance here in week 1.
Yeah, guys, thanks. Keep up the great broadcast as well. We're really loving it.
Oh, absolutely, buddy. We love doing it, and we love having you a part of the show, bud. That is Ethan Grigg, everybody. He takes race 1, and it's always a pleasure to talk to Ethan. Let's talk to the second place driver who had a big run today. That is Marlon McMullen. Marlon, welcome to the post-race show. How are you feeling tonight, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, guys. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful, getting things started up, getting those week 1 kinks out of the way. Tell us about the run tonight. First run officially in the Americas under the new dynamic tracks, as Ethan was telling us. He really enjoyed it. What were your thoughts on tonight's race, the feel of the track, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't honestly had that much practice this week as I would like, but you know, I went into this week obviously knowing that there's a new sort of system involved at the moment. I didn't really take too much notice of it, you know. I didn't really take too much fuss into all the considerations. So I just went out there and just went about things as normal as usual. But I sort of was able to notice, you know, different times of the sessions changing. So there was sort of optimum grips, and it was quite interesting. It was quite an interesting sort of learning curve. So I basically concluded I was slow. I wasn't very good. So I sort of went into today's race thinking I'm not going to do too good, but hopefully if I can get a good sort of qualifying lap, put myself towards the front, hopefully I can have a pretty good race. So I went out there, did my sort of job in qualifying, found some really, really good pace towards the end of it. Wasn't able to put that last lap together. I was a couple of tenths up, but Ethan put in a hell of a good time. It was just so hard to catch that one. Went into the race, you know, had a pretty good start. It was pretty slippery, but it was pretty grippy, thanks to it being pretty cool. And yeah, just went about things as normal. Tried to hang on to Ethan, but you know, it's just too quick. And things were good. I was slowly feeling like I was starting to just get a good blend with the car and slowly starting to catch him, but I don't know, I just got that slow down and everything just went to sort of buggery after that, and Ian got by, and yeah, we had an absolutely awesome stoush to the end, and he just got that slowdown, which allowed me to get back through, and he really, really pushed me towards the end. So it was an absolutely awesome day, and it was really good racing. Really happy with that one.
Well, you deserve to enjoy that one. Really good job. It was fun watching you and Ian back and forth. But take what you had in this one and take it to week 2, and really looking forward to seeing what you have next week as well, buddy. How are you feeling as we go to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course next week, a track that we don't visit quite enough? What are your thoughts on Mid-Ohio?
Yeah, it's been quite a while since we've been there with the V8. It's quite a, I wouldn't say it's tricky, but it's quite technical to get sort of all the sectors down pat, because there's a lot of sort of elevations and just irregular corners that we're not sort of used to. So it's a nice sort of, it's a different sort of track, you know. It's a really nice sort of combination with this car. So, you know, I'll go out there doing the best job I can do, but it's a really nice combination. I like it, and it's usually quite tough to pass around there. So should be some good racing.
Absolutely, buddy. Thank you so much, Marlon, for coming and having a word with us once again. We really appreciate the video at the our intro video. We appreciate it. And once again, to everybody out there in the community, if you have an idea for the show and you feel like you'd like to bring it to us, like I said, bring it to us, and we will try to fit it in if we can, wherever need be. But yeah, we appreciate it, Marlon. We appreciate the effort.
No worries, guys. Thank you for today, and can't wait to go watch that race.
Fantastic. All right, guys, that is Marlon McMullen, who finished on the second step on the podium. There's still one more step available, and it went to Ian Ford. Ian Ford with a fantastic run in third. He battled with Marlon McMullen for pretty much the entire race. Let's bring him in for a quick word. Ian, welcome to the post-race show. How are you tonight? And we're glad to have you here, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, absolutely awesome after that race, guys. It's great to be back on the V8's online broadcast once again, and racing. It's such a good track. It's always a pleasure.
Man, I tell you what, is it ever good to be back. Week 1, everybody's all tied up before the race, and here we are at a new track with a new system in place. What did you think about the new dynamic tracks? Did you tell a big difference in week 1 as far as here at Donington, or because we ran a new configuration, was it hard to tell?
You can tell a little bit just when you go offline. It's like, say, into turn 1, you run off the line, you get a bit of understeer, a bit of slide in the front end. If you're not right on that racing line out of some of the corners, you get a bit of extra wheel spin. It's just like some things like that. But endurance racing, I've done a few enduros since the system's come out, and you know, you hit the marbles, you're in for a bad time. You can be doing 20 miles, like 20 k's an hour, and you're still dead lining towards the wall. So it's absolutely insane. But you know, in these sort of races, how we've got all long races this season, it's going to be absolutely good to see as the race goes on what happens to the car. Because I know for a fact that my car got faster and faster, and I think I set the second fastest lap of like my race on like about the third last lap, and you know, it all just seemed to be gripping still and just getting faster and faster as the stint went on.
It really is amazing, and I want to, I don't know, maybe we need to send a message to some of the big wigs up at the top of iRacing, Kane. I would love for us to have a feature or some kind of imaging where we could actually view the current state of the track, kind of like they did in the demo of the dynamic tracks. If we could pull that data up somehow in the near future on the broadcast, that would really be interesting to see the track as it progresses, because you guys get a chance to feel it with the cars. We just have to watch the race and kind of see how your cars react. It would be really interesting to see the state of how the track is doing, because it takes a lot of things into consideration: the direction of the sunlight, different heat elements, the actual rubber laid down on the track, the marbles. It's just really intelligent. It's something new, and it is incredible. And it's good to hear the feedback from you guys on your thoughts on it, because as me, I'm what I like to call a Sunday driver. I'm not going to feel it as much as you guys who put down hundreds of laps a week, and it's just really interesting, and I'm so glad that it's here. It's just really a game changer.
Yeah, it'd be an awesome system for iRacing to put in place, even if it's locked to just like practice sessions or something like that. So there's no real competitive advantage like throughout the race, but like just so you can see what's happening to the track when people run certain lines, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing, you know, a lot of people, it's funny. Some people will talk about it and say, you know, oh well, dynamic tracks really doesn't have a big effect on road courses. It's more for ovals. That is a crock of, you know what? It affects the road courses just as much as the ovals, if not more, in certain aspects. It really is. It changes a lot of things. And one thing I wanted to see was some guys have always raced with that sense of a dynamic track, especially guys that really go out in the real world and do real world racing. They just have that naturally instinct in them. And, you know, some of the guys won't have a hard time adjusting like others will. Now, we've only seen one track here in the season at Donington. I'm really curious to see how this does at a track like Mid-Ohio, which will be at next week. It's a totally different type of layout than what we ran today. And I really think we're going to start to see some different guys move around throughout the field. We already saw a really good big mover today in Rory Windrum. And it's just going to be fun to see throughout the season, man. Really enjoying it, guys.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the main things you can think of too is the cars are all set up differently. Like we've all got our little preferences to driving style and driving lines. And like for instance, jumping onto the back straight and at Donington, you have that right-hand sweeper, and it's like we all take different lines through there, change up at different times, and you know sometimes you could be on the racing line, sometimes you're probably all by yourself on your own little line. So you know you may have to move across the track and take advantage of someone else's line if it's being rubbered in a bit more than yours and all that sort of thing. So it's all crazy things to think about, and making sure you have a setup that actually works in rubber and like rubbered in conditions and also the green track conditions like we had at the start of the race. So like it's all just a lot of variables that it's thrown into play, and hopefully we see a lot of new boys up the top in the race as well.
Yeah, it really is. What was the difference? I meant to ask that to Ethan as well. I guess he's still here. We can ask him too real quick. What was the difference in the start of the race, let's say the first 3 laps versus those final 3 laps, as the track changed throughout the race? What was the main difference that you guys felt as far as the car over the course of 30 laps?
Personally, I've got to say the first 2 laps were all just mainly tyres coming up to temp and all that sort of thing, like it's just slipping and sliding everywhere. But once the tyres came up, it was still pretty slippery, like you just couldn't get the front nose in like you could on like your quali laps, and some of the places your rear end was still stepping out of place even though like the temperatures should have been pretty high by then and all that sort of thing. And then towards the end of the race it felt a lot more planted, but like because the tyres were starting to wear off, it wasn't really giving you a time gain or anything. So like the car just became more balanced, like more manageable than it has been in the past, and you know made it a nicer car to drive.
I guess what I'm saying is like it seems to me. Go ahead, Ethan.
Just jump in.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ethan.
I found around lap 9 the track just sped up massively with the rubber that was getting laid down. Like I was beating my quali time 3 or 4 times in a row around there, and yeah, it pretty much stayed quick till the end, and pretty much the only time falling off at the end was just the tyres going off slightly. So yeah, there wasn't really too many marbles towards the middle of the session, but definitely towards the end, if you ran a little bit wide, it was difficult to pull it up, especially with like understeer through the first corner. But other than that, the track just kept speeding up.
And you know, what I was really trying to ask is, if you guys remember before dynamic tracks, it was almost embedded into the code. I guess it had to have been. That pretty much that first lap out, especially with the latest tire model build that we had, that first lap out, it was like tires were so cold, the car was super loose, but it's like as soon as you crossed the finish line almost, it tightened up. You know, the car, everything felt good. It felt like the tires had warmed up, but it was such a quick transition. Does it feel a little bit more organic now, a little more natural progression? From cold to warm to from less grip to good grip? Or it seems like, especially if you Ethan, you think you answered it there with it coming in on lap number 9, really starting to feel it come in. That's a really organic transition, or at least it feels more natural.
Well, you don't notice too much of a difference between the car. Like probably the first lap, it's still a dog to drive around. Just understeer through the first corner, you put a little bit of throttle on, it kicks the rear out instantly, and as you said, you cross the finish line, it just feels like it hooks up the next lap. But yeah, I could definitely notice the difference by about lap 8 or 9. I could actually carry more throttle through some of the corners as well. The back end was just sticking more consistently, and yeah, you could just drive the car that slight bit harder, which resulted in better lap times.
Right. I tell you what, it really is cool to have, and I'm really excited to see it over the course of the season, and I know a lot of the viewers out there are excited to watch it as well. Thank you, guys.
And we're one of the only cars that don't have the new tire model as well. So
I thought all cars had it.
No, the V8 Supercar don't have the version 6, I don't believe.
No, I think we're still on V5, and I've got to get going, guys. So thanks for putting on the broadcast. Thanks to Demidov Innovations for sponsoring my car, doing an awesome job, and thanks for Marlon for putting up a bloody good fight.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ian. And we got some more drivers to interview. They've been waiting patiently. So let's go ahead. Thanks, Ethan, again for your input on that as well. All right, guys, let's bring in Cory Preston next. Actually, let's bring in Rory Windrum. Rory, welcome to the post-race show, buddy. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
Man, let's talk about that race. A great way to start off the season, man. You started, I believe, in 11th and come across in 6th. What a great progression through the field. How was the race tonight? How'd the car feel?
The car felt great. Right off the start, I got a pretty good jump, which is somewhat uncharacteristic of my launches usually. And then it went great from there. Picked up a couple spots going into turn 1, and then just kept plugging in the laps. For the session, I never was in the 106s, and then qualified with the 106, and then just kept plugging away with them. So good.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, it really was fun to watch and looked good. The car looked good too. It was a good livery on the car. Enjoyed it, and I was just proud of the way you started this year. Definitely starting to see a lot of improvement from you, man. What have you? What big things have you been working on lately in your driving?
Just consistency, getting in the laps, and when I go into a practice session, like getting my head straight, getting the laps, and getting some feedback from every lap I do. I'm a little time limited on practices this year, and so getting the most out of the practice sessions and working on the setups. Like I've been doing some work with the spring rates and stuff based on temperature and tire pressures too. So that seems to be working. The car's been pretty consistent throughout the runs this year, or well, so far. Since I've been doing that, as opposed to before, where the car would fall off pretty quickly on me. So yeah.
Well, Rory, I tell you what, buddy, you have definitely shown lots of improvement. Whatever you're doing, continue to do it, buddy. It's really fun to watch you move up, and it's fun to watch. We'll see how you do over the course of the season. It could be a really, really good season for you. We wish you the best. And what are you most looking forward to this season as far as, I don't know if you, for how familiar you are with the new schedule this season, but if you are, what are you most looking forward to this season? What race?
The next race is going to be pretty fun for me, I think. I've raced it in GT3 a little bit, but it's going to be my first time on a full motion simulator trying it too. I'm going on a holiday and got some time booked on a full motion sim, so that'll be fun. I'm excited just for the fact that it'll be on a full motion sim. But
I am jealous, sir.
I'll see how I do, but
I just want triple screens and a computer that works, man. You're going on a full motion simulator. Goodness gracious. Well, let us know how it is.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing I'm actually really excited about, like, you guys probably saw the new livery and stuff. I'm going to be donating some money to cancer research based on my points. So maybe that was some of the motivation tonight too. So,
man, that's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, at the start of the year, I saw iRacing do the new build, and their pace cars have been re-liveried with donating to, I think it's the Children's Cancer Search for America, or I can't remember the name exactly, but it just really inspired me. I'm a cancer survivor myself, so I really kind of hit home and thought, well, what can I do? And thought, well, what the heck, do a livery and get a percentage of my points for charity.
Man, that is fantastic, and thank you for sharing that with us, Rory, because that is something that Kane and myself can help add to our broadcast and let more people know so that we can spread the word on that, man, and help move it to more people. That's fantastic, and we wish you the best, my friend, and thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight. Really good performance out there.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks a lot, guys. That is Rory Windrum with a fantastic run tonight. He crossed in 6th after starting 11th, worked through the field, and we look forward to seeing him next week. All right, guys, waiting patiently is 2 more incredible drivers. Let's have a word with Cory Preston really quick. Cory, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Yeah, pretty good.
It's good to see you out there. And before we talk about the run tonight, let's talk about the car. I noticed the all-black livery out there. Let us explain what's going on with the car.
No.
Okay.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. Okay. It's always a secret with you, Cory.
Yeah. Basically, it was just an interim paint because some other goodies weren't quite ready yet.
That's cool. An interim paint. That's all we needed to know. But it's good. Let's talk about the car and how it felt under the hood. How were things feeling tonight? Noticed you had the race going. You were up there in 5th, and then had a little fall back. But then once you fell back, you stayed calm and finished the race where you were.
Yeah. Still trying to get used to this dynamic tracks. I just found myself braking slightly too far to the left at turn 1, and because that's not where the rubber is, you go flying off into the gravel. And yeah, did that way too many times and just kept getting out of the groove down the hill. And just whenever you get outside of where the rubber line is, you just have nothing. And then I spun coming out of the last chicane, and then I think I cannoned into Rory on the last lap, just trying to go for a move, just to get that one extra spot. But it's all good. And yeah, so considering I haven't done much practice because I've been busy this week, yeah, it's a pretty good result tonight.
I'll say, man, a great start to the year. And what is kind of the biggest thing you're looking for out of your season this year?
Not be the incident champion for the 5th year in a row.
And that's really, Cory, I know you say that, but that's actually a really good goal to have because you have incredible pace. I feel like sometimes you just get to pushing a little bit too hard. Watch the broadcast tonight, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about. But I really do believe that if you could just find that common ground, that mix between pushing and consistency, I think you'll find the medium ground to be quite rewarding because you do have wonderful pace. And like I said, I believe that if you can just find a way to eliminate that one incident, it seems like every race you find that one incident, and sometimes it's just purely bad luck. But eliminating yourself from those situations can help limit it. But I'm really excited, buddy. We wish you the best of luck, and I got a feeling that it'll be a big turnaround season for you, man.
I got no doubt that once Cory gets that, like you say, that one incident that costs him every now and then, once that's gone, man, I got a feeling he's going to be a championship contender. Like, he is that fast.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of about 5 races last season where just one thing went wrong. Like Bathurst was a classic example. I stuck it in the wall on Conrod Straight. Race over, goodbye. And then
made for great footage though.
It really didn't.
We thought it was good for the broadcast, buddy.
I would have rather watched you race to the end and come across that finish line in the first place. That would have made for a better broadcast. But
you're right.
Is
Things
that
happen.
before? Is that before or after I've wiped out about 30 cars at the chase to get to the first?
Well, hopefully you can get there without doing that.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, my goal is to not be the championship winner of incidents for like the 5th season in a row, because at the end of every season, I go and look at the stats and incidents, and I'm always on like 500 or something. And you think, how the hell does that manage to happen? And then you think, I only get like 10 incidents a race, and then you look at how many starts you did, and you're like, oh yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Well,
Look
Cory,
out for our.
thank you so much for coming and having a word with us. We wish you the best of luck next week as we head to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And
no.
thank you so much, man.
Thanks.
All right, guys, that is Cory Preston. Let's have a word with Tony Clusterman. Tony's been waiting so patiently. And Tony, welcome to the post-race show. How are you tonight, buddy?
Good, JD. How are you guys?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. We're back racing again, which means that we're happy. And let's talk about your how are you feeling, man?
Well, considering the start, I'm not quite sure what happened in the first corner. I'll have to watch the replay, but obviously got turned around there and in a bad position, having to make up some spots. But probably the hardest fought 9th place I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, you know, it was hard fought, but it had to be rewarding after that, finding the top 10 and starting off the season with a top 10, something to build from. And, you know, it's the first season with dynamic tracks. How did the car feel with the new dynamics?
Actually, really like it. Track seems to be picking up speed as we go along. I don't know if anybody else mentioned that as well, but not a lot of speed, but very, very consistent. And you just have to make sure you're on your line. If you get offline at all, obviously, yeah, you're going to lose some time. But for the first week, I'm very, very, very pleased.
We should be. I'm not going to lie. Just a second ago, I was really curious while we were talking with Ethan and Mr. Ian Ford. I just went to a test session and I went and adjusted the track state, put it on maximum usage, and I just wanted to see. And I didn't realize just how visible the marbles are and the rubber line, and you really can see where the rubber's been laid down on the track. iRacing, I just thought it was something that was there, because when you're in the broadcast camera, you don't really get to see those marbles and really get to see the rubber build up like we do when you're actually in the cockpit view. It's really tremendous what they've done with this.
Yeah, I think iRacing has done a fantastic job. I think that this is the first iteration, and you don't hear too many people complaining on the forums, which, quite frankly, is
That's
not
shocking.
unusual.
That is when you know you've done something right. Because these guys, iRacing will put out a great product, and you'll still have hundreds of people complaining, just because that's what the internet does. They complain. But yeah, it's amazing when you can shut the internet haters up. You've done something.
And like
Yeah,
Tony said, this is the first version, and it's working as well as it is. So the future's definitely looking good.
My only hope, Tony, is that we can get it added, the visuals added to the replay cams, so that the broadcast can show just how far along that track is, because we have no idea what the track is. You guys at least can feel it. I thought all you did was feel it. I didn't realize you guys could see it too. It's awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the broadcast will show, especially in ovals where there's a lot more traffic on the surface, but the track will get darker, and it does show on the broadcast.
Oh, it does. Okay, they just didn't show on mine as well, I guess.
Yeah, they've done a great job, and as I say, first iteration, and something to build on, and they're learning as we go along as well. So I think that iRacing is, they're bringing the real reality, into racing, and it's a challenge for everybody, right? So maybe we'll see it even the field a little bit, and then maybe not. Maybe a few guys will figure it out a little quicker than others.
I think as long as somebody goes and flattens Ethan's tires, I think, then things could be on a nice even field.
Yeah, he did it again tonight. Another 9 seconds.
But he has just got some tremendous pace, and I think it's awesome. I mean, I know right now it seems like almost an uncatchable goal, but I believe you guys can get there, and it's going to be fun watching y'all progress. I mean, really and truthfully, Ian Ford and Marlon McMullen, they hang with him for about the first third of the race, and then it slowly falls off. But believe it or not, they hung out with him for a little while. He was still in their rearview mirror for a good while, but once that rubber got laid down, man, that's when he really started making that pace up. He said around lap 9 he was starting to break his qualifying time. That's just really incredible, that kind of grip added to the track. So it's going to be fun to watch, and like you said, Tony, some guys maybe will figure it out quicker than others. And that's going to be fun to see, because when they do, it's going to be fun to see who does. And we may see some of the guys that are typically in the back start working their way towards the front. Well, look at what Rory Windrum did tonight. A really good performance from him. Started 11th and finished 6th. Very impressive. And like you said, you had to overcome an early fallback and did really well as well. So it's going to be fun to see. Just have a good start next week, Tony, and let's see what you can do from a good start, man.
Yeah, new track next week, Mid-Ohio. We haven't been there in the V8 in quite some time, I think, so it'll be a new experience for everyone.
Tony, I am really looking forward to Mid-Ohio. As you know, I love watching that. Is when the NASCAR Xfinity Series visits there. It is really exciting, and really looking forward to the V8s going there, because we don't go there enough. We really don't. You said it. We don't go there very often, and we should. It's a great track. It offers a lot. It's not a huge track, but it's a really good track, and I think it's going to provide some close racing. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be tough to pass, but it's going to be a fun track.
Yeah, probably the reason it don't get voted in enough is it is just so hard to pass there.
Yeah, very true.
Past, but now that we've got this new dynamic track, that might change things up.
Poor Tony can't get a word in. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I was just going to say a nice selection of tracks this year. A lot of different tracks that we haven't run at before, and I think that's going to make things a little bit more interesting as well. The one thing I wanted to say though is, a lot of close racing tonight. We saw that throughout the field. Even though it was in bunches, the dynamic track and the marbles just make it that much more difficult to pass. So that's a new element that we haven't experienced before.
I'm really glad you brought that up. I really want to bring that to the attention of the guys next week when we start the race, is that really and truly, you're right. You in the past, you could get pretty wide off the racing line and make a move, and that's going to be very difficult now with those marbles out there, because you heard it from several interviews tonight. The guys say when you get out of the racing line, it really loosens up that car, and it's almost uncontrollable at times, and that's scary. I mean, when you're trying to make a pass happen, so that's going to be tough when it starts to make passing harder. So we may see more single file racing for a little while, but I think in the long run, it's really going to make things interesting, because it's going to make it more realistic, and that's the ultimate goal. We want the best sim possible, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're recreating dynamic track conditions, and once they get the real dynamic weather to go along with it, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It was great talking to you guys tonight, and appreciate everything you do.
Tony, it's always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, and we wish you the best of luck next week at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. That is Tony Clusterman, ladies and gentlemen, and a great performance from him tonight. Kane, a wonderful first showing for tonight's race. A couple of, first race jitters from some of the guys, even from the broadcasters, as we finish this one up. But the race one is out of the way. The season is officially underway, and I've got the excitement built back up. I think we're in for a big treat this season with these new dynamic track surfaces. It's really going to add a whole different conversation and a whole different race style that we're not used to seeing. I think it really is going to start to shake things up here in the Americas.
It is going to really make for an amazing season. JD, don't let me forget, next week I really want to take a few minutes to show the viewers why Tony Clusterman is one of my favorite drivers. I really want to do a piece on him and show that never quit racing spirit of Tony's. So don't let me forget to do that.
Man, I will try my best. You're right. That does need to be shared with the community and the viewers. To all the viewers out there, thank you all so much for your continued support of our show. It means the world to Kane and myself and all the drivers out there. We really appreciate you guys with your views. Remember, when you're watching, it really helps us out for you just to reach up there and click that like button and or subscribe. It really helps us more than you know. If you really want to contribute to the broadcast and you don't have money or you don't have this or that, all you have to do is click that button for us. It makes more of a difference than you'll ever know just to reach up there and click that like button.
Share it on your Facebook. Share it with your friends and family and neighbors.
That's even that's even that much better. But I'm not even saying you have to do all that. Just click that like button, because the more likes we get, the more people get to view the show, the more it helps out this series. We get some more attention to the America series. It continues to get better and better, and you could be a big part of that just by clicking a thumb. That's all you have to do is click a thumb up, and it helps so much more than you'll ever know. I think that's it from me tonight, Kane. Great race. Really enjoyed it. I don't want to be redundant and keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's a great thing, man. Great first race. Ready for week 2?
Yeah, I agree. Those dynamic tracks is really going to make a difference. Want to remind the viewers that this weekend is V8 Supercars Online Premier Series weekend. So make sure you tune in this weekend for some V8 Cops action, as the guys are, where are they at? Mosport, I think. But yeah,
love Mosport.
The same time, same place as always. This isn't an endurance round, so this will be on Sunday night in Australia, Saturday night, Sunday morning for us in America, about 4 o'clock in the morning here in the States on Sunday morning, and about, I think, 7 o'clock, around 7 o'clock at night is when everything gets started in Australia.
Sweet. Well, make sure you guys hit that up. That is the V8's Online Premier Series, or V8 Supercars Online Premier Series. Really looking forward to that.
I mess it up every time.
Yeah, I do too, buddy.
I even call it the V8's America's Online Premier Series, and
there you go.
What? That ain't it. And
that's what it should be called, though, right?
Yeah, for the V8's America's Online Premier Series for the Australians over there. But,
that's right. Yeah, man, you guys should watch it and support your America's drivers that do race in it, as they are over there competing with some of the what they call the big wigs, I guess. It's going to be fun. You guys don't want to miss it. But we'll be back here next week, guys. Same race time, same race channel. Trying to bring back the old Batman TV show, you know? Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll bring it back with the same race time, race channel. We'll be back next week, guys, for round 2 of the V8 Supercar Americas series right here on V8's Online. Don't miss it. I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me. Y'all have a great night.